video. This one is another analysis video. So Alpha Male Psyduck, who we affectionately refer to as AMP, sent me this battle a little bit ago and asked if I would do a little analysis of it. So here we go. Haven't watched it before and I'm excited to dive right in. So let's kick things off here. We've got Poliwag versus Ivysaur. Alright, so not knowing Amp's team makes it a little hard, right? Because you're like, do I want Ivysaur to get put to sleep or not? So this is obviously a very hard call for us, not knowing the team. But let's say, for all intents and purposes, we know the team, we decide Ivysaur is not our favorite. I think the play here is to just stay in and Razor Leaf. Here's why. Hypnosis, if Za goes for it, maybe a mild risk, misses 40% of the time. And then in exchange, Razor Leaf will one-shot the Poliwag. So pretty awesome. If Za switches out, I hope that he's afraid of the sleep powder, right? So I don't think Za is going to switch out into something good. So if he switches out into something less good, Razor Leaf will do a decent chunk of damage to it, and it just so happens that those less good things tend to be on the slower side, so if Za switches out, we get a Razor Leaf off, and then we might also get to reevaluate either Razor Leaf or Sleep Powder. So let's see what happens here. Za does switch out, and it's to Machoke, and Amp goes for the Sleep Powder. Totally reasonable play there. We've essentially eliminated one Pokemon now. I say we because I'm adopting Amp side in this battle. So let's see what happens next. Switches to Ghastly. Ooh, not what we want to see. I mean, we probably go Body Slam here just because it's safe. It might paralyze and it'll do no damage. Yep, and that's what happens. And now we get to think a little bit, right? Okay, Za switched out the Poliwag early. So decent chance that it doesn't have Hypnosis, right? If it had Hypnosis, Za might just go for it. As I think about this, I don't know what the Ghastly's moveset is, but like, I wouldn't mind having had that Ghastly get put to sleep as that first turn switch in, because Ivysaur can't do a thing to Ghastly, and a sleeping Ghastly will beat the Ivysaur, even though it's asleep. So it's one of those things where I like getting things put to sleep that can still wall other things, because eventually they wake up, but they haven't really gotten knocked out. So I like that. Put your Ghastly to sleep, put your Sandslash to sleep, what have you. But a great switch in here from Za, and now he can just take it to Ivysaur. He might go Psychic, he might go Confuse Ray or Hypnosis. We don't know his moveset. So regardless, we're going to switch out because Ivysaur is really valuable for Poliwag. Oh, we don't switch out. Okay, get confused and hurt ourselves in confusion. Now we're going to switch out? But that was super valuable information, right? Knowing that it's Confuse Ray Ghastly, this lets Amp switch out so safely into Chansey, because Confuse Ray Ghastly can't do anything to Chansey. What a special tank we have here. Unless it's Explosion, in which case we'll hope he doesn't explode. But it just goes Psychic. Okay. We're getting good info about what this Ghastly knows. So that goes back to Machoke, probably to block the Thunder Wave. Yep. But we'll just keep Thunder Waving, I think, right? Why not? No, we switch to Machamp, scared that the Machoke might wake up, and knowing that Machamp will do tons to Poliwag or Ghastly with an Earthquake. So, could go for that aggressive Earthquake. I think the Body Slam might be the slightly better play. There's no way Za risks going back to the Ghastly, so Body Slam feels good to me here. Oh, but Amp goes Earthquake. Oh, and gets the crit, so what do I know, right? Great move, great move. And now we get to see again, does the Poliwag have Hypnosis? You have to think it does because of how it came in, right? Machoke probably two-shots this. Definitely two-shots if it knows Hyper Beam, even without the crit. So why switch Poliwag in unless the goal is to put Machamp to sleep? I'm not sure. Oh. It did not have Hypnosis and just went Psychic. Alright, well, we get rid of Poliwag. Awesome. I guess Za might have thought, like, Poliwag can't get it done against Ivysaur, might as well, or against Chansey, so might as well sack it. Totally fine. Let's see what's next. It's Clefable. The fact that it's Clefable tells me Clefable has Psychic, so Clefable's going to go Psychic and knock out the Machamp from this range, right? I guess alternatively it could be Sing, and try to go for Sing. You just want to stay in submission, maybe? I mean, that would be a huge win if we could just stay in submission. But this is kind of surprising to me. Is Clefable's special greater than Ghastly's? I don't know. But Zom probably has done the calc and knows that Psychic takes it out, so let's see. Oh no! Machamp lives on that and gets a huge submission off, knocking itself out, but oh my goodness, wow. I really thought Za would have calced that out. That's alright, that's alright. Now we're in a fine spot, right? Ivysaur is faster than Clefable, just comes in and Razor Leafs. And we're not worried about a double into Ghastly because Chansey blocks it. Or you can go Ninetales. Alright. Just Fire Blast? Seems straightforward. Dragonair, okay. That's some damage. Yeah, alright. I mean, Dragonair is going to paralyze us, so who do we not care about getting paralyzed? Probably Ivysaur care the least about because can't touch Ghastly, so maybe we just go Ivysaur here. There goes Onix, blocks the paralysis. Nice. But Blizzard probably one-shots the Onix. I'm not sure if it does or not, but it probably does. So we'll double switch? Or hope it doesn't and explode. The thing is, we don't really have a great doubles. Our double switch is to Chansey, but you don't want to risk. I mean, because Dragonair is faster than Chansey, and then it gets Chansey paralyzed and can do a lot of physical damage. So what do you do here? I think you just stay in and explode. Hope Blizzard doesn't get you. Now it goes out to Chansey. And he goes, Blizzard. Okay. Oh, no! And it gets the freeze. Yeah, yikes. I mean, Za made the play he had to make, right? He couldn't risk going for Body Slam. Had to go Blizzard. Yeah, that's why we don't switch in Chansey. I don't know what Amp wants to do now because he can't go Onix. Ivysaur is slower than Dragonair and gets hurt badly. If it switches in, it's probably dead. Ninetales is the only one we've seen that could even somewhat handle Dragonair right now, but getting Ninetales paralyzed is like real bad. Now that Chansey's out of the picture, Ghastly is like can run wild if Ninetales gets paralyzed. I don't know what Amp should do here. Probably just staying and then go back to the Onix. Maybe Amp predicted that Za was going to go into Ghastly there and was like, okay, I'm not going to explode with Onix because I know you're thinking I will and you'll go to Ghastly. I'm not sure what was going on there. Okay, so Za just goes Thunder Wave. Za might just go Thunder Wave for a while, right? Hope to catch something in on the switch. Oh, but sets up the Onix switch in really nicely there for another Blizzard. At this point, I think it's safe to say Amp's just letting Chansey go down, so I might just Body Slam it. But I don't know if he wants to reveal another move. It goes Wartortle. Well, thankfully, Wartortle can do something against the Dragonair, which is really good. And if we can handle the Dragonair, we're in good shape, providing his last isn't super good. Though people tend to save their good ones for last. Yeah, we just stay in Blizzard, right? Maybe we get that freeze right back? No. I mean, I guess we just kind of sacrifice Chansey here, right? We don't want to risk the Thunderbolt. So we can sacrifice Chansey here, have Ninetales come in a couple Fire Blasts take care of the Ghastly, or if he tries to switch into Dragonair, a couple Fire Blasts basically knock it out. Yep, so we're going to sack the Chansey here. And it does know Thunderbolt, really good information for us. Oh, it knows Mega Drain. We can't have it doing that. But I think at this point we gotta let it go down. I think Fire Blast is a 2-hit KO, so no big fear there. So we can just let the Chansey go. We could switch to Ninetales, maybe? So that he doesn't get the health back. Oh, nice. He does switch to Ninetales. On the Mega Drain. Perfect timing. Now we just blast away, right? I hope he doesn't explode. Oh, it goes Clefable. Because he's trying to sack the Clefable, but we'll just knock it out with a Fire Blast. I'm surprised. I guess I'm not surprised. He didn't have much health left. He's slow. Yeah. So now Dragonair is going to come back out, right? No. Okay, Dugtrio comes out. Interesting. Okay, so now we know everyone on both sides. So this is our good moment to just sit back and analyze for a second here. It's Amp's turn. Amp is going to sacrifice Chansey. No problem. Then what will Amp do? Well, if it were me, I would send out Ivysaur. And here's why. You send out Ivysaur. Razor Leaf threatens to one-shot the Dugtrio, right? So Za has to switch to either Ghastly or Dragonair. And you think, okay, he'll switch to Ghastly, because Dragonair really handles the Ninetales and nothing else does, so Za needs to keep the Dragonair safe and healthy. So then you get in this moment where you could predict that and double switch, or you can just Razor Leaf the Ghastly once and then switch out to Ninetales comfortably after that. So I think that's what we do. Sack Chansey, go Ivysaur, see what happens. So yep, sack Chansey, that's the right move, if you ask me. And then, oh, he goes Wartortle. Now that's surprising to me, because Wartortle's our answer for Dragonair. So I probably wouldn't have risked it. Ivysaur's our answer for nothing, so I guess it's an answer for Dugtrio, but Wartortle handles Dugtrio too. And Onyx Explosion probably one-shots the Dugtrio as well. But okay, we stay in. We probably go Surf here because we don't expect him to sacrifice the Dragonair. Ah, we do go Surf. Great, great, great. But now we have to switch out, right? We want Wartortle to stay healthy. We can't risk it getting Thunderbolted. And so we could switch out to Ivysaur if we're being cautious, like he might confuse Rayos. Or just straight to Ninetales. Take a little bit of damage, but it's no big deal. And Fire Blast, I believe, gets this Ghastly from this range, so... No, just stay in? Oh... Might have to sack Wartortle now. It's like really unfortunate, but that's where we're at. I don't think Earthquake knocks him out. I don't know if Dragonair's Hyper Beam does from this range. But he's paralyzed. And yeah, I think we gotta sacrifice him now. Oh, okay. He hits us with Psychic. Alright. I guess he expected the Ivysaur switch in there. Pretty good. But maybe we get a little bit more damage off on him here. Yep. Does that matter? I don't know. That might potentially put him in Razor Leaf range. Probably not, though. But it does put him in Flamethrower range, so now it's like 100% that we knock him out with this Ninetales. And... I mean, earlier Za felt really comfortable with Dugtrio versus Ninetales, so... I think he might let Ghastly go here. It's tough because Ghastly is so good against Ivysaur, but if you switch in Dugtrio, Ninetales two-shots it. From this range, it probably doesn't two-shot the Dragonair, but a crit or a burn, there are lots of things that could happen. So you might have to just eat the Ghastly here. And he does, yep. Alright, so now what's going to happen? Well, earlier Za went Dugtrio against the Ninetales, so you figure he'll do that again, right? He does, great. Now what do we do? You could stay in and hope. It gets really close here, but at 95%, I think Dugtrio does 2-shot the Ninetales, maybe 1-shots it with a crit. But it's like a 3 or 4 shot against the Ivysaur, so you could try to play some switching games, knowing that Onix isn't really that great. Sacrificing it's no big deal. So yeah, I'd probably go Ivysaur here and see. Hope Za doesn't double to Dragonair, but I don't think he would, considering he wanted this matchup earlier. So going out to Ivysaur feels pretty safe to me. And then once Ivysaur's out, just Body Slam and hopefully get the paralysis on Dragonair, but if not, it's just a chip down to get it in range. So let's see. Oh, he stays in. Oh my. And he goes Body Slam? Oh, and he gets the para. We think that's more or less game at this point. He can't afford to switch in Dragonair here. Because again, a crit, or burn, things like that just take too much damage from it. So you just Fire Blast. We just Fire Blast. See what happens. Yep, get the knockout. Easy. Easy. Dragonair has to come out now. We have to go Confuse Ray, because it gives us 50% chance to not get hurt. And if we Confuse Ray him and he does knock us out, well, we get to go to Ivysaur. No, he's got someone asleep still. And we get to go Onix and just do some damage. So let's see. Goes Confuse Ray. Yep, exactly the right move. And Za goes Thunder Wave. Okay, I mean, I understand that move. If Dragonair knows Hyper Beam here, though, I guess it's a calculated risk. Thunder Wave is the middle ground play here, because if you were to go to Onix and you Hyper Beamed, that's really bad news, because then Onix gets a free explosion off, and then the game's really over. So a good middle ground play is get the paralysis off. He might decide to switch out to shake off the confusion. Ninetales, though, I think should just Body Slam. He does shake off the confusion. Ninetales does Body Slam. Now you just gotta hope Machoke wakes up? Is that really the play? Yeah, because it's hard to switch back into Dragonair. Okay. Oh, Machoke does wake up. And, oh, it gets crit. I mean, that's unfortunate, but like if the first one didn't miss, you couldn't expect the Machoke to survive that. Now the Dragonair is going to come back out, and I guess you got to use Blizzard here, just in case? Or is it time to finally go Hyper Beam? It must be time to finally go Hyper Beam, because you don't want to be confused, and Blizzard 2-shots everything that's left, so switching out is really hard here. So you got a you got a Hyper Beam. And now what do? Again, I'd check the calculation. I don't know if Onix one-shots or if Dragonair one-shots the Onix. If it doesn't, you go Onix here and explode, and then hopefully Ivysaur's Body Slam cleans it up. If Blizzard does one-shot the Onix, then you gotta go Ivysaur here and try to put him to sleep. So those are our options. So I'm sure Amp did the calcs and has figured out which move is the best one. And he goes Ivysaur and gets that sleep off. All right, let's go. And now we can probably switch out and explode and get the win. Let's see. Dragonair stays asleep. Oh, he does do the safe earthquake there. Huh. Okay. And then just explodes second turn. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the game. I'm going to go to the calculator here really quickly. And let's get it off of Scarlet and Violet. We were just playing a little Scarlet and Violet for fun there. Dragonair versus Onyx. I'm just curious. Oh, the Blizzard pretty much does knock it out in one shot. Okay. Okay. So that's the game. As you saw throughout, there were a few things that I didn't know how I felt about. But mostly things went about as well as they could have for Amp. He made a lot of right calls. He got an unfortunate Chansey freeze, which really hurt. I mean, that went from Ghastly being able to do nothing to Ghastly really, really threatening. But overall, I thought he played a good game. You know what? Actually, I want to go back to this calc. This Machamp at -1 special versus the Ghastly that knows Psychic. Yeah, the Ghastly definitely gets him. So that's why that Clefable play really threw me off. If Clefable knows Psychic. Yeah, it doesn't get it. So that turn, that turn was kind of early on, right? Clefable. It did 60.9% to Machamp, which is right in the heart of the range, right? I guess it's on the lower end of that range, but turn 9. Let me see if I go all the way back to turn 9 real quick. He had 67%. That's an ambitious Psychic then, right? Like that's a top range, but Ghastly Psychic definitely gets it. So yeah, that one I think is the one to look back on and say, dang. But I guess Za was thinking, well, Chansey just comes back in and walls Ghastly. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard when you have a wall like that. And he thought maybe Clefable, with its physical presence, would scare it off a little bit, but it's just so risky, right? It's just so risky. I mean, Dragonair, I think, is even a better option because it's faster than the Machamp, and it'll two-shot it with Blizzard for sure. Clefable's just really good, and I don't know this Clefable's moveset. Psychic is the only move I know, but it's a mixed attacker. It's something, so. But that's my analysis. A good game played by both players. It came right down to the wire. It essentially came down to how many turns would Dragonair stay asleep, and just one too many for Za. Right? Just one too many for Za there. So, GG's both players. Thanks so much, Amp, for sending me this video. I hope you enjoyed the analysis, and I will see you in the next video.